What's up with it, y'all? Polo Sports Talking Entertainment here again with another one. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not a member, and also hit the notification so that you're able to get each and every one of my videos. Uh, Listen, nothing that I've been saying and that what I'm about to say right now is anything new. I've been telling people from the beginning. I've told everybody that Ja Morant is going to be on the tear. Uh, Pretty much, the whole entire season I've been saying it. Uh, Listen, before he had got hurt, if you go look at my videos and everything, you'll see that uh, you know, he was playing at an MVP level, and I have been saying it the whole entire season. But natural as usual, people aren't gonna pay attention. They're gonna pay attention to the other players that really haven't been. They'll make noise with their stats and everything, but they haven't been as impactful. Uh, you know, I want to make this clear too. It hasn't just been John Morant; it's been the Memphis Grizzlies too as well. Okay, the Memphis Grizzlies uh, are to be taken seriously, like I told people. Of course, they're not. People aren't going to take them seriously. Listen, you have to understand this. Okay, John Moran, he didn't play, as well as what people would have wanted him to, but they still were able to get the win. That's conducive of a good team surrounded around you. He had 16 points, but the more impressive thing is that he did have 9 assists and 8 rebounds. However, you have other guys on the squad, such as Jaren Jackson Jr., who, you got to look at him more so for defense than you do for offense. But he did put up a dub. He had 20 points and 5 rebounds. And you also had Concher. He had 15 points and 17 rebounds, and then also you had Clark. He had 14. Jones came in as always and does his thing with his playmaking ability. This is even more impressive too. That you also have to understand is that they're getting this done, even though that they're. Oh, and Bane. How could you forget about Bane too? Bane is a strong muscle up underneath. Like I've told people time and time again, Bane is not to be played around with either. But this is the thing, though, right? This is the thing. You know what you have to understand is that they're getting this done without without Brooks and without Adams. You know, just imagine when they get them guys back, how they're gonna be. They're 30 and 14 right now. Uh, you know, and not only that, it's not like they're beating. Okay, yeah, they beat Minnesota, but they're beating other good teams that need to be beat. To where, like, you look at these guys and you're like, okay, they beat us. They beat the 76ers, right? They beat the Warriors. They beat the Suns. They don't talk about that. Of course they beat the Lakers. They beat the Grizzlies. They beat the Cavaliers. Of course they beat the Clippers. You know, they're beating good teams. So and it's not like they're uh they're beating they're beating the teams that they're supposed to, of course, but they're also beating the teams that they come in and everything, and they're like, oh shit, they beat them because they beat Miami just a couple nights ago. Fucking blew out the Thunder. What was it in December? Blew them guys out, 152-79. You know, And of course they beat the Timberwolves, last night. This squad is supposed to be taken very seriously, but they're not going to take it seriously. The media again, it's the media. They don't want they don't want these guys to get any type of shine. Let's just be real. They want to talk about the Lakers all the time. They want to talk about the Warriors all the time. Ja Morant is making the case to make that happen, much like Giannis is making a case in Milwaukee, or have made a case in Milwaukee, that you're gonna force it down there, force feed him down the throat, and you're gonna take this marketability that we have. That's what Ja Morant is doing. Look, Ja Morant has marketability. Okay, he has marketability. He has clutch factor. He's a hard worker. He's dedicated. More importantly, he is a leader. He is a leader, and he's not gonna stop. The thing that gets me the most is the guys that they don't pay attention to are the ones that are making the most noise. It's just like with the with the Phoenixes and the Chicago's and everything like that. But what you're not understanding is that the Memphis Grizzlies are beating all these guys. They're beating all these guys. And another impressive thing that you got to say about Ja Morant. Now, before, I know some people are going to ask me who I think is the MVP, and I've already said at one point I was saying Steph Curry. I had Steph Curry in there. I also listen. I know some people they might disagree, but I said Joker. I said DeMar DeRozan. But from the get, before he got injured, I said Ja Morant is the MVP, and the reason why is because I know some people were tripping off the fact that oh, okay, well he came in, he came in and he you know just showed Steph Curry that he was much better in the clutch situation. That was one of the things, and I know people like it's just one game and everything, but now he's got that repetition as if he owns the Warriors. He's their kryptonite and everything, right? So I had already said that, but then he got hurt and everything. But the thing about it was more impressive, and some people are going to argue. They're going to be like, well, Memphis was winning without Ja Morant and everything. But yeah, why that's that's all good and gravy too. But I mean, you can make the same case. You can make the same case for a couple of other teams that when their player had went out, they were winning too. They kept on going. But he does bring he's value to the team in the sense that at the end of the game, and you need him, he's able to make the right decision, and it doesn't necessarily have to be with his scoring. He can distribute. I think people forget that Ja Morant is a point guard. Let's not act like this guy can't get you, you know, 9 assists like he did last night. That he doesn't need to, score 30. Sometimes the game just doesn't work out like that, especially at the point guard position. That's what you have to understand. Everybody's so used to, the Dame Lillard stat sheet type of point guards and stuff like that. That's not what it's going to be, and that's not what you're supposed to do as a point guard. What you're really supposed to do, man, is to make sure that you do everything possible to bring the best out of your teammates, and not only that, at the same time, be able to get the win and show floor general have that floor general mentality and the leadership, and that's what John Morant does. Okay, so what? He didn't score 16. All right. Sometimes that's not necessary. Now, I did talk about Giannis. I talked about Giannis earlier, and the way that I felt about I feel about Giannis and everything is that you know uh, he's not getting the credit in which he deserved. You know, um, but in terms of who's having the better season, you got to go with John Morant because he's actually they're beating teams. They're beating the teams that need to be beat. And what the media is driving and trying to feed people, be like, oh yeah, Memphis could beat the Lakers, like they did. They're still gonna talk about the Lakers. Memphis could beat the fucking Brooklyn Nets. They still gonna talk about the Nets. And they've always done Memphis like this. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't even respect the grit and grind enough. They're like, yeah, grit and grind and all that other stuff, but defense wasn't really exciting. They don't you don't want to see it. I could also remember I remember this too. They really didn't want to talk about Detroit back in the days either. I'm talking about in the 2004 team with Ben Wallace and Chauncey and all them. They didn't want to talk about them. They didn't want to talk about them. And this kind of reminds me of that. John Morant, man, is on the chair. He's a future Hall of Famer, and more so too, he's proving that he's the best player out of that draft that came out. Out of that draft, when you talk about uh, Zion and him, he's proven to be the better pick. The 2019 uh, draft class. You know, um, you know, to me, like R.J. Barrett, uh, he he he's going to be playing better. When Cam gets there. Um, Tyler Hero having a better season or having a better career so far than Zion Williamson. Thibault having a better season than Zion Williamson. Jordan Poole having a better season than Zion Williamson. Claxton having a better season, although he's hurt. Having a better career so far than Zion Williamson. Now Bo he failed his physical, but we got to see what takes place. All these guys, man, they're you know I don't want to throw the word around. I don't want to say bust or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I like to do on this channel. But what I will tell you is that the the way that John Moran is playing, R.J. Barrett is playing, even Kobe White, all these guys. I'm talking about the 2019 draft too. Cam Reddish, Tyler Hero, all these guys. The way that they're playing, they're proving, and Thibault too. They're proving that the New Orleans Pelicans might have made a mistake. You know, and I know people are gonna be like, oh, "Okay, well he's hurt." They're gonna make excuses for him, stuff like that. Look, when he hits the floor, he's gonna have to like you're showing that you don't even want to keep your body in shape. You're falling asleep during during film sessions, stuff like that, automatically people aren't going to take you seriously when you come back. But see, John Morant, whenever he gets back, guess what? He's hitting the ground. He's running again. He's getting back to where he was. He's back to square one. When he came back from the injury, he's picking up where he left off. Naturally, people are going to start off a little slow. We know that. We know that. But John Morant has been nothing, nothing less of sensational. And we got the stat. We got the stats to prove it. You know, we got the stats to prove it. I mean, this guy right here, um, he's averaging for the season. He's averaging 24.6 points per game, and not only that, he's averaging 6.8 assists. Right now, let's look at something real quick. Let's look at something real quick. Uh, I gotta go back. Because when he give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. Um, all right, now, uh, Ja Morant, Ja Morant had came back December. He had been out since uh, early December. You know, he he was out since then, uh, which means he missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He missed a total of 10 games. He missed a total of 10 games altogether. Had been out since early December. And already when he came back, when he initially had came back, um, against it was because I think he came back against the Thunder. They lost against the Thunder, and he didn't. He had 16 points and everything, but he only played like 28 minutes. you know, and that's when, of course, they still had Adams and Brooks was still there, or whatever, before he had got hurt. He was still starting to get in his groove. But ever since then, other than that, he's came back, and now he's at full throttle, back to playing that MVP level that he was playing. You can't say any much more. So Ja Morant, man, is he's a superstar. You love it or hate it, he is, and he's only gonna get better. Like, I know some people want to know the point of me just saying what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that he could have came back for all those games that he missed. He could have came back and just been like pretty much a shell of himself. But that didn't happen. It took him, 1, 2 games to get his groove back, and guess what? He's back to normal. So y'all let me know what you think, man. Leave your comments. Like the video, share it, subscribe, hit the notification. Polo Sports Talk and Entertainment. I'll get at you later.